All right, so we've talked about Jim Sterling on the podcast, I think, before in the past, getting shit for talking bad about game developers because he reviews games or does first looks of games.
I never know how I feel about him. On one hand, I kind of admire the fact that he shoots from the hip. On the other hand, maybe sometimes he's going a little too overboard.
Yeah, because guys like him or your pal Angry Joe, they are putting on characters somewhat when they do their reviews.
Yeah,
and that's always a danger when you're especially when it's new games, when you're affecting. It's not like me or James talking about games that no one's making money on anymore. When you're talking about Defender 2 or Defenders of Dynatron City, no one's could potentially get hurt. When you're going after these games that are already there, or like this one on Steam, we'll talk about. Developers Digital Homicide, and the game is the Slaughtering Grounds. You can potentially kill the sales of the current game or future sales. So you got to be, I think, a little more nuanced in how you're being a professional reviewer. That's just my opinion.
No, I don't deny it. On the other hand, from what it sounds like, and I'm not particularly familiar with Digital Homicide's games or whatever they used to go by. It was on here somewhere.
To me, it's a difference between when you're reviewing a movie versus when you're reviewing a current movie with actresses and actors that are still existing. You can't fucking kill them. And usually reviewers don't go off the grid and kill someone to a point because they know those are real people that are still working. Versus reviewing something that's 50 years ago, you're not affecting as much. So I think there is a difference to be said for how you review current versus old stuff. Not saying you go easy on it, but maybe you lessen up the rhetoric a little bit. Maybe you think about putting on the outfits or persona. I know Jim Sterling. He acts. He has like a podium and he has a goblet. He looks like a dictator. That's like his persona in his review. You have to be really careful. I think not that they're in the right here because they're not in filing this lawsuit, but there is a lawsuit being filed for slander against Jim Sterling here.
I think it's bullshit. Regardless of what you think about Sterling or his review styles, Digital Homicide, or their other name was Imminent Uprising. From all accounts, the games that these people put out, all accounts, were basically churned out for the sole purpose of making money.
Sure.
This is not the first time there have been people like this. On Xbox Live Indie Games, there was a notorious game development group called Silver Dollar Games that basically just pumped out absolute bullshit. But they would
reused graphics and models.
Reused graphics. They would put a chick with big boobs on the front of it, even though it had nothing to do with that. These guys are basically. It's been said that most of their games are using pre-purchased Unity assets. There's not a lot of actual work that's gone into them, and basically they're pushed out to simply make a buck. There's not really a whole lot of quality in it.
It's a libel suit, not slander. I thought it was based on a video because he has some videos attacking these guys too.
No,
so that's where the feud started with these Romine brothers. Okay,
so I'm sorry. A negative review of a game is, and I think we've even touched on this before with a different topic, although the specifics are eluding me. A negative review of a game is not is not a viable reason to sue for libel.
No, it's not.
And what they are trying to say is that one of the things they're saying is that he falsely stated that they went by a different company name, but apparently they have gone by many company names to continue pushing out these games. I also find it pretty far-reaching. I don't know if you read this, but this is fucking great. The alleged damages include a claim from Sterling that Digital Homicide impersonated Polish game companies ECC Games, harassment from Sterling's fan base, which is not Sterling's problem, and the fact that Sterling compared them to the wet bandits from Home Alone. This is not a joke. Count 6 libel per quote. The defendant states in the article, being as sly as the wet bandits, comparing the plaintiff to an incompetent thief, reference to the movie Home Alone, in context with the stolen image and wrongdoing of the corporate name impersonation, further tarnishes the plaintiff's reputation. Well, please, I mean,
well, that's the only thing that you could actually go after someone for libel. I'm not saying you're going to win, but that's the only thing you can. You can't go after someone for a bad review, but if you compare someone to a thief, that's something you could go after someone for. But to win a libel suit or slander suit is incredibly hard because you have to then prove the counter. You have to prove that you're not a thief to a jury in a civil suit for a slander or libel. You have to go overboard It's very hard. It's happened before.
Right.
And you could win these suits, but you have to basically put all your cards on the table to win one of these suits and show that we have not stolen, maybe models or graphics for other games. We have not changed names of our company 7 times, and they won't do it. This is a scare tactic to get a settlement or to shut them up.
Which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, it closes, and this is why I find this really disgusting. Romine also told us that reprinting defamatory materials in your own words would result in liability on your part.
Well, no, that's bullshit.
Which he goes on to say, which sounds an awful lot like a threat to me.
No.
According to multiple sources close to the story, Destructoid does not kowtow to threats.
There's actually laws about if third parties reporting on stuff, they get automatically they get a free pass because you're reporting on news. It's like saying you're going after us reporting on the story. You can't do that.
I feel like these are people who got caught releasing crap games to make money. They got a bad review. They're pissed off about it. They want to take it out on a recognizable name to try to make an example of them, and I don't think they realize what they're getting into.
It sounds like it sounds like these guys have history. It sounds like Sterling has singled out these guys, rightly or wrongly, for their bad games in the past, and so it's the whole thing's silly. Obviously, the entire thing's silly.
Sure,
it's just a silly situation. This isn't going to go to court. It won't get. They're not going to spend the money. $10 million in damages? You can't prove that to begin with. That much for your Steam game. So maybe he's going to sue the CU podcast. The Sue You podcast. There you go.